Animes with sad endings part 2. First up, Kiba. This is an anime I never really hear people talk about. So I watched this anime a while ago and it was during my long runtime phase. I would only watch animes with at the very least like 50 episodes. When I came across Kiba, I was like, okay, a black protagonist. So instantly I'm like, I'm going to finish this. Kiba is one of those animes with a lot of good, like minor stories that connect with the main story in some way. In a good number of those little side characters' lives, they end badly, with no real happy endings. But I'm getting sidetracked here. Let's keep it focused on the ending. The main character Zed has multiple issues with his mother, and that's kind of the saddest part about Kiba. I'm not going to say anything else because this is one of my favorite stories. I always felt very lucky to have watched Kiba, so you guys definitely go check it out. It follows a lot of your common isekai tropes, but does so in a unique, gripping way. As far as watching this anime now, there aren't really any streaming services that you can watch it on. Do your research. That's all I'm gonna say. Next up, Hikaru no Go. Oh man, where do I start with Hikaru no Go? If you like board games, you will like Hikaru no Go. For me, I always liked playing chess. I always wanted to learn how to play Go, but I'll just say learning something new is never easy. But I got the gist of it from watching Hikaru no Go. I watched this during my long runtime phase as well. It was funny, bright, youthful, basically everything good about a coming-of-age anime. It's filled with situations we all might encounter as teens and or preteens, and just an all-around wholesome anime choice. But that ending, it still resonates with me. I don't really remember the last episode, but if you watched Hikaru no Go, you know what part I'm talking about. If you haven't seen Hikaru no Go, just know it's really an anime for everyone. Kids, adults, and everyone in between. You can watch it on Hulu, and yes, it is dubbed. Next up, Gungrave. When I started watching Gungrave, I was under the impression it was something completely different. After I started getting into it and the story began to develop, I realized just how much I had missed out by not watching it sooner. It's like a mob style anime meets a sci-fi anime. Brandon Heat might be the saddest character in anime I've ever seen. There's not anything wrong with him per se, but my heart goes out to Brandon Heat for everything that he does experience. That being said, he's also probably the strongest willed character in anime. If I ever have a friend like Brandon Heat, I hope I'm lucky enough to realize it. So I watched this all the way through, and Brandon Heat's ending is just as sad as his ending. It kind of has a happy part to it, but it's still pretty sad. If you don't know what I mean, go watch Gungrave and get ready. It's a roller coaster. You can watch this anime on Hulu and it is dubbed. Pretty much if I put an anime on a list, it's dubbed somewhere. Not saying I don't watch sub, but I like it when I can turn away from the TV and still know what's happening. Side note, I need to learn Japanese. Next up, Black Lagoon, Roberta's Blood Trail. So Black Lagoon deserves its own video by itself. Hopefully I get started on my other channel at some point so I can just dive right in. But for this video, I'm pretty much focusing on the Roberta arc. So Roberta is a maid that appears in the main Black Lagoon arc periodically. We didn't know a lot about her, but you get the feeling that she's got a past. And Roberta's Blood Trail arc validated that assumption. Now, fast forward, maybe rewind, I don't know, to the conclusion of Roberta's arc. It's at this point that we get some questions answered about one of the most popular characters of Black Lagoon, Revi. And Revi's story broke my heart. But honestly, it makes sense. If you want to watch Black Lagoon, I wouldn't recommend starting with Roberta's Blood Trail, even though it gives clarity on the main characters. Just watch it after you watch the main arc. You'll thank me. I'm 99% sure you will. You can watch this anime on Crunchyroll. Last on this list, Gantz. I need to make a video on dark survival game animes and put Gantz on that list. So believe it or not, that anime movie, I think it's a movie, on Netflix is actually an older anime that had its own season. Don't you just love how Netflix will drop new editions or remakes of old animes as if they were new stories? But anyway, Gantz is similar to King's Game. I put King's Game in the first edition of animes with sad endings, so you guys can go check that out. Gantz really has 3 protagonists, or maybe it's just that one kid and the other 2 are side characters, I don't know. and these 3 characters are in a love triangle of sorts. It ends badly for 2 of them for sure. Doesn't end any better for the last one, but yeah, those first 2 definitely get done dirty. I think I dozed off for like the last 10 minutes of the final episode, but if I was reading the situation correctly, it wasn't going to have a happy ending. Survival game animes are right up there for me with gambling animes and isekais. So one of these days I have to make that video. But for now, that's all for me. Thank you guys so much for staying until the very end. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and leave a comment letting me know which of these animes were your favorite. I will see you guys next time. Bye.